Welcome back to the Beer Sherpa, everyone. My name is Daniel, that is Finnan, and we are here once again doing some beer reviews. Before we get into it today, don't forget to like and to subscribe. We are on our way to 100 subscribers, so if you have a family, if you've got a friend, share, subscribe, like, give me some ideas that you guys would like to see me do. And without further ado, let's start today's video. So Veranda Weather is a West Coast style IPA. West Coasts are traditionally pretty darn different than a just traditional IPA or even a New England IPA. The magic here lies within the West Coast hops that are utilized, whether it be Simcoe or Centennial or Cascade. These particular hops are going to give certain fruity esters. They're going to give certain herbal notes to it, and that's what we're going to kind of talk about today as we explore Veranda Weather. All right, so let's talk grains. Grains that are utilized within this style of beer tend to be pretty basic. First and foremost, they are utilizing the two-row Canada malt. This is going to give us some sweet malty aromas as well as some nutty flavors within the beer, while also giving it a beautiful straw-like color. On top of that, we generally also utilize that lovely Carapils. That Carapils is going to improve the mouthfeel of the beer as well as improve that head retention. And last but not least, they also utilize the Carafoam, which once again helps out with the head retention and the fuller body within the beer. This particular beer, in terms of hops, utilize Simcoe. And Simcoe is one that I know some people don't necessarily like. Some people think of it as like Cascade hops on steroids, but Simcoe generally is going to add out some smooth bitterness, but also packs some fruity punches to it. So you're going to get like stone fruit. You're also going to get some pine and some citrus zest. But some people also kind of think that it smells like cat pee, but you know, potatoes. They're also going to utilize Ekuanot, and Ekuanot is going to provide us with some fruity flavors, including apple, some pithy orange, melon, berry. But the big thing that we pull out of this, at least this is what I get, is the herbally, which makes it a great hop for aroma itself, and it really comes out within the aroma. Last, but not least, we have the California Ale yeast. This yeast produces some mild maltiness and emphasizes and accentuates the fruitiness that you're going to get from both the hops utilized, both the Simcoe and the Ekuanot. So it is herbally, but it's also fruity. It's pretty well balanced within, the range of what we can kind of expect from a very dialed back, very basic kind of West Coast IPA. So before we get into tastes, we always dive in with aromas. And you do get some of that mild grapefruit, almost kind of mixed with apple. You do pick up on some citrus notes to it, but you do get some herbaliness and a touch of pine. It's not overpowering like you would get in some West Coasts. Beer is going to be pretty darn drinkable. I mean, it should drop out and clarify in the next couple of weeks, but I would say in terms of taste, you are going to get those fruity flavors and those fruity notes. Stone fruit, kind of getting that now. I definitely get the apple, not so much grapefruit. Definitely herbal, and the hoppiness kind of falls out, and you get that bitterness on the back end, which also appears to be a little bit on the dry end. Very, very light on the palate. It doesn't have the maltiness that other West Coasts would generally have. Light, still very flavorful, definitely bitter, but I mean, it is definitely a patio drinker, and perfect season for it. So there you have it, another beer down. Veranda is a great beer to welcome in the spring at Square Brewing, and to, get us out on the patios. It's fruity but dry, it's hoppy, it's herbally, and you do kind of get a sense of why they call them a West Coast. So if any of you guys have ever been on the West Coast, I always drink a West Coast and I always kind of feel like I'm in like a forest, and it's kind of the impression that it gives me, which is why I like it so much. Veranda Weather is available in 32-ounce crowler cans to go, so make sure that you stop in, you ask your server, you ask your bartender. And as always, thank you guys for joining us. We got new videos coming out soon. I know that we'll end up doing another beer drop hopefully this week. Really excited. This is going to be a brand new New England IPA that we're putting on, and yeah, much more fun to come in the spring. So until then, Prost.